Hi, this is Jessica Baek. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. So I'm gonna do something different. It's not a story time, it's not a reaction, it's not an interview. I want to talk about something a little bit more serious. Something that affects me on a daily basis. And I've seen a lot of my friends going through it lately. And I wrote notes so I wouldn't ramble. I have recorded this video quite a few times. Once I cried, once my camera stopped, but all 4 times I just rambled. So I did take notes so I could try to stay on track, so bear with me. It's sort of this video is sort of a mental health check-in, really. I felt like it would be therapeutic for me, and I hope it will be of some benefit to you, who's ever watching. So to give a little bit of a rundown of my issues, of a background on me, I have chronic depression. I have extreme anxiety. I have a phobia of large crowds. I have a phobia of people. I do get panic attacks. I have PTSD from abuse from when I was younger and also when I was an adult. I have a lot of like insecurities about the way I look, because I have a lot of dark spots, even though I don't really have acne. But I also have a lot of facial hair because I have PCOS. I have body dysmorphia. I think I am a lot smaller than I actually am, and that's just from being teased and bullied as a child for being thin. And I'm not saying that as like a beauty standard. I was significantly small when I was a child and even into adulthood. The smallest I've ever been as a full-grown adult that's 6 foot tall is 93 pounds. So I have been extremely small for the majority of my life, and it has taken me a very long time to get to the size I am right now. I weighed myself today with my mom. I was 163 pounds. So never in my life did I think I would reach that, because until I was 26 I couldn't make it past 115. So I also have lupus, SLE, I have fibromyalgia, and I have PCOS. All of those affect my mood on a daily basis. They affect me mentally, and also the amount of pain I am in on a regular basis makes it very difficult for me to be cheery or happy or smiley or have a optimistic outlook on life every day. So but that is a little bit about me and myself. And recently, the last like month or two, I've been struggling emotionally. My depression has gotten worse. I have been feeling something I usually don't feel. I try not to be a jealous person, especially towards those in my life. I didn't grow up with very many friends. I wasn't allowed to have friends because that would mean I would go out as a girl child in my family and my environment, the way I grew up. Girls didn't get to go out, right? I had to have a chaperone at all times. I was not allowed to talk to um, adults, strangers, especially men. So I didn't order my own food. I didn't pay for my own things. I didn't buy my own clothes. I didn't ride the bus. I rode the bus like 2-3 times when I was a kid, like from middle school to teenage years. And each time, one of my oldest 2 brothers had to chaperone me when they started driving. They just didn't want to ride the bus, so they just drove me places. So I wasn't allowed to go to dances and things like that. I was allowed to go to a dance once. That didn't work out great. I'll tell that on story time though. And so I was a very lonely child. And I was always considered kind of weird because, you know, people talk to you and you become friends and then they ask you to come places or have sleepovers and you just have to say no, and eventually nobody asks anymore. So I like to read, even though I grew up in a white neighborhood. Well, not really. From elementary school, from birth to 5th grade, I lived in the ghetto. Then my mom moved us out of the ghetto. And then I lived in predominantly white areas. So I was the weird black kid. I was really tall. I was taller than everyone. I always wore bandanas. I had a bandana every color, every shade. I wore it on my head. That was my thing as a kid. I already didn't talk to people because I had lost friends over time, because I couldn't do things. My brothers were the cool kids, so I had people that would try to be friends with me to be friends with my brothers, and they realized that wouldn't work because my brothers gave no crap about me as a kid. Like, I was their little sister, it didn't matter. So I, as an adult that had no friends as a kid, I cherish my friendships now. And I cherish them a lot more than a lot of other relationships I have. I cherish my friends over romantic relationships and some familial relationships as well. I'm very much, you make your family just because we're blood related. That just means we're relatives. That doesn't mean we're family. So I try not to be jealous of my friends. I hold them very near and dear to me. But the last couple months, even before I started my channel, I've been feeling jealous. I see my friends do well. And I see some of my friends doing well in things that I want to do. And they've put in that work and they've put in that time and they've put in that effort. So it's not that they're getting it and they're undeserving of it. Or not deserving of it, I should say. They're extremely deserving of it, and I wish all my friends success. And I wish all my friends the best of everything. But inside of me, there's a little green monster kind of growing. And then also, I'm a jealous person when it comes to relationships, not of the things my friends have, but of my friends, right? So if I feel like I'm not getting enough attention, I'm not getting enough care and enough love, and if I feel like they're not reciprocating the amount of effort I've put into them, I tend to get a little pissy. But I try not to show that to them because I have realized, I'm 29 years old, I've realized the things I do that are just in my head. It's not them, it's me. And I realize that. So it's hard though, because my friends are busy. And even though I'm busy, there's times where I'm at home or I'm on break and damn, I just want you to talk to me, return my text me something, and they don't. And I get upset, and then I feel like I'm not worthy of friendship, or that my friends feel like I'm not worthy of friendship, or I'm not worth talking to, or I'm unlovable. I know people have seen my mom on the channel, and people like our relationship. It took a really long time to build that relationship. My mom was a single mom, and she was more of a dad role than a mom role. My grandma was the mom role. So I didn't grow up like having interaction with my mom like that. She was a lot more friendly, or had a better relationship with my older two brothers. I didn't have a relationship like that with my mother or my brothers or my grandmother. There's nobody I could really talk to. So now I'm learning to talk to my mother. But there's a lot of things we clash on, and if I say things, she'll get upset, and vice versa, because we feel their attacks on us. And so there's a lot of things I choose not to bring to my mother, and I choose not to talk about with my mother, because I don't want to get in an argument. So I am lonely a lot of the time when I am not talking to my friends, or if my friends are busy. That loneliness spirals and snowballs, and it makes me feel more depressed. And that's something I work through, but I have had friends recently come to me privately and say, you know, they're feeling the same way, and I realized there has been more than like 5 or 6 of them in real life and online. So obviously we're all feeling like this, and I feel like it's even more, all these feelings are compressed and being pushed down, and it's a powder keg waiting to burst, because we're all stuck inside. And life is different. This new normal is hard. Even me as a homebody before, now I'm stuck. Now I have to be at home. I can only go to work, and I can only go be at home. That's all I could do. It's very difficult, and it's driving me insane. And I feel like we're all a little stir crazy, and it's poking at our insecurities and at our dark spots. And when you're stuck in a house, I'm not now, but before, when I'm stuck in a house with people I don't get along with and don't like me and don't support me, it's really hard to be in that house. It's really hard to be in that space, because you feel trapped. And I have friends that there's nobody in their house they can talk to. Their family doesn't agree with their life choices, their sexuality. I have a friend that her family just talks down on her because of her major, because she chose not to go into law or medicine, and she went into art, and everybody else in her family are lawyers and doctors. So she's like a black sheep just because she wanted to paint. And it's really hard for her. But I also know that when you're sick, it's hard. I live in a house with all disabled people. I feel for my mom, because all 4 of my mom's children are disabled. There just happens to be 2 of us that are more capable of functioning in life independently. I have technically 3 chronic conditions with my lupus, with my fibromyalgia, and with my PCOS. There's no cure for them. I just have to deal with them. But when you're constantly sick and in pain, that in itself is depressing. And you feel like, what is the point of being here? what is the point of going on? I have to take care of other people. I can't do anything drastic in life, even if I wanted to, because I am legally responsible for other adults and other human lives than myself. Which that depresses me as well, because it's like, I feel like a choice I have, which it's not a great choice, I'm not saying, but a choice I could have had is taken away from me. I can't leave this earth even if I wanted to, because I'm responsible for 6 other people. Finances are tight. I'm thankful that I didn't lose any work during the pandemic. I'm very grateful for that. However, I now work 7 days a week instead of the 5 to 6 days a week I worked before. My oldest brother lost his job in the pandemic. My second oldest brother is severely disabled and is waiting for his amputation. He can't work. My little brother is severely intellectually disabled. My mom is getting up there in age, but she's severely asthmatic. I have to support my family, which it's a lot of pressure, because before this pandemic happened, I had just purchased a house. So I can't slip up on bills. But now my oldest brother had a job, so he could pay for his stuff. My mom, she still works. She works a job and owns her own business, so she still works both. But it's still like I'm paying the majority of people's life expenses. Running errands for people. And if I don't run errands, I can't leave my house, so I'm stuck. And it's a lot of pressure to have to be responsible for other people's lives. Especially when you don't get a break for your own life, right? So I'm struggling with that. I don't have children of my own. And I feel like at 29, I should be able to live my own life. I'm not able to do that. So, you know, that's a struggle. And sometimes I think being at home and being with so many different personalities, my mom is very old school. She doesn't get this. My mom does believe in therapy, thankfully. She does understand depression. All of my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, and my mother have always been very gung-ho about getting the mental health help you need, and pushed us to get therapy. I no longer go to therapy, because even though my therapist is doing teleconferences and Zooms, I don't feel secure about being on the phone for my session, because I don't want other people in my house to hear my sessions. So I've lost one outlet. But my mom is very old school. It's okay, you're depressed, okay, this is what happened to you, but are you gonna get up and keep going? You still have this and this to do. Life doesn't stop. And if I complain, my mom will say things to me, and I guess she thinks they're compliments and it's a pep talk. It's not. For me, like, I am a full-time student now. I've gone back to school. I thought it would be a lot easier because it's online, so I could go at my own pace. It's extremely difficult for me because I have a learning disability. And online learning doesn't work for me. I am a hands-on learner. And the only subject I was ever really good at was English. And English is now the subject I am struggling with because it's online. And I'm telling my mom I'm struggling, and she's like, but you know, you could write a paper in like 20 minutes. And I used to be able to, but my brain isn't working. I'm overwhelmed. And it is frustrating to me that the one thing I was good at in school, I am no longer good at. And I am struggling to the point where every time I have an essay, every time I have a summary response, every time I have class, I am breaking down in tears. And I just have to cry in my room by myself because nobody understands the amount of stress I'm under and how upset I am. And it makes me feel like what I feel is not valid when my mom does that. My brothers are just like, Jessica, you got all these nice things. What is your problem? And I do have a lot of things. I have a lot of nice things. I worked hard for my nice things. Nice things don't make you happy. Do I love all the things I have? Yes. I got them because I wanted them. But things don't fix you emotionally. I would like to be at peace. I know a lot of people are like, I want to be happy or I want to be rich. I'm not saying I don't want that. I would love more money. I'm not struggling financially right now, and I wasn't before the pandemic either. I'm actually doing rather well for myself. And being as I've been homeless multiple times in my life, from childhood to adulthood, I have been broke and hungry and malnourished and homeless and living in hotels that prostitutes tricked out of. I couldn't go outside by myself because it was a fear I was gonna get snatched and pimped out. I've been homeless across country. Like, I've been homeless in multiple states. And now I own a house and I'll never be homeless again. But that's an accomplishment to me, and I feel very happy about it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel that makes me like a happy person. And do I want to be happy? I would love to be happy. Like, in the general scheme of things in life, I would love to be wealthy. But my biggest dream in life is to be at peace. And for my feelings to be recognized, and for people to listen to what I'm saying. And I think the biggest thing is I would like not to feel like a horrible person. I'm not a horrible person. I feel like I'm a rather good person in life. But there's perceptions of me that people have made up since I was a child that I'm a bitch, and I'm mean, and I'm a horrible human being. And these have been perceptions put on me since I was 4, 5, 6 years old. And then as I grew up in society, realizing that not just those around me, but people in general will always think those things of me because I'm a black woman. I'm also a very large, height-wise, black woman. So I'm intimidating. And it's very hurtful to me that I don't, because I'm so intimidating, and even for the people in my family who we grow them big. There's very few people that are not as tall, if not taller than me, male and female, and I'm non-binary in my home, in my extended family, in my family and extended family. So to them, my height's not intimidating. I'm rather small for somebody that grew up in my family, so I'm not big, so that's not intimidating. But it's very hurtful that I'm always considered a bad guy. So I would love to be actually seen as the person I am and seen for the good things I do for others. Those are the things I would love. But I know a lot of people other than me don't get those things. And I want the people that watch me to feel valid. I want you guys to know that you're valid. Your feelings are valid. And whether or not you feel jealous of something your friend has or has gotten or is where they are in life, if you feel sad, if you feel depressed, if you feel angry, it's okay. It's fine. It's not wrong to feel those things. It is okay to not be okay. And you matter. And I want everybody, I had to learn this. It doesn't matter if other people care. I want everybody that ever comes across me to know that as long as you love yourself, and it's a really hard process. I'm not going to say you just love yourself. No, that crap's hard. It's easy to love somebody else. It's difficult to love you as you. But as long as you know that you matter and you're good enough, it's okay. And that's fine. If nobody else is ever in your corner, as long as you're in your corner, it'll be okay. And if you need somebody to be in your corner, I will be in your corner. There was a time in 2018, I was homeless for something I didn't do. I had the money. I paid my bills on time. But I had to live on the floor in my grandpa's house, right? And I had nobody to talk to. And the people that were available to talk to me didn't listen. So I emailed the Black Nuna Speaks. And she was the first person in years I poured out my heart to and told everything that was happening to me. And, you know, she emailed me back. I didn't think she was going to. And I felt valid for the first time in years. And I don't think she remembers. But that was always something really special to me. And I would love to be that for somebody. So my email is always in my description box. My DMs are always open on Twitter and Instagram. So if anybody ever needs to talk and you have nobody to talk to, I'm here. Even if it takes me a minute to reply. I'm here. And I just want you to know that regardless of anybody else in your life, I care for you. My camera died. But regardless of anybody around you, regardless of your own inner voice, regardless of your insecurities, I want you to know that everything you feel, it's okay. That's just human emotion. Whether it's bad or it's a negative feeling or not, it's okay. As long as you work on it, it'll pass. It's really hard work. And it's the toughest thing I've ever done. I've ever had to do and continue to do in life. My insecurities get to me. my pain gets to me, my frustration gets to me. But as long as I remember, you know, that Jessica, you're human. Nobody in the world has a perfect day every day. That's, as long as I keep telling myself that and reminding myself that I can make it, I can get through it. And I want anybody that is having a hard time, if you don't have anybody to talk to, you can come talk to me. I want you to know that even though we don't know each other, and it might sound really hippie and really crazy, I care about you and I care for you. Not as in, and I'm not gonna lie and say, you know, we're friends and, you know, I love you like that. I don't know you yet. I would love to get to know you, but I care for you as a human being and I care for you as a person. And I don't want anybody to suffer or go through mental, emotional, psychological pain just because they have no one to reach out to. You can reach out to me and I'll be there. I'll be there. Anyway, before I cry again on camera, because I did for a little bit, I was tearing up when I was talking about emailing. But this has been Jessica Baek, and I hope you benefited or got something out of this video. And you don't have to like, comment, or subscribe if you don't want to for this one. But this has been Jessica Baek. Bye.